Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Mad About the Lou. I'm your host, Steve Flick. And for those of you listening in for the first time or attending our studio audience for the first time ever, Mad About the Lou is about St. Louis and about St. Louisans who make a difference. Today's Earth Day, and to celebrate the occasion, we have a guest whose work is the environment. He's a park ranger and a Toastmaster, and he's here in the studio with us. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Brian Ettling. Brian's been a seasonal park ranger at Crater Lake National Park in Oregon for the past 23 years. He's heading back to Crater Lake pretty soon, but graciously consented to spend a few moments here with us on Earth Day. From his time working in and visiting a variety of national parks, Brian captured many wonderful images of Crater Lake and other national parks that are favorites of his. And those of you in the studio audience can see some of these pictures behind us. For those of you who are listening to us on your mobile device or in your car or at home, please go to our website and you can follow along or look at the pictures at another time. So, I have a few questions for you, Brian. First, what exactly are your duties as a park ranger?
Well, thank you for having me here tonight with you, Steve. My duties as a park ranger, I actually give ranger talks. I narrate the boat tour at Crater Lake, I narrate the trolley tour, I give a geology talk, I give a historic lodge talk about our park founder, and I also give, I give afternoon guided hikes, and also sunset guided hikes, and I also give an evening campfire program at Crater Lake National Park.
Thanks. Brian, what is your favorite part about working in the national park system, Crater Lake in particular?
Just the incredible beauty that I'm surrounded with on a daily basis. Hopefully you can see from these images how fantastic it is. Literally, when I get off from work, I'm minutes away from a world-class hike, and on my weekends, I'm like a 10-15 minute drive from hiking up different mountain peaks, which is just incredible. So just being able to be surrounded by the nature, absorbed in it, in the national park, the friends I've made in there too, and being able to chat with visitors about it on a daily basis.
These are some spectacular pictures. I hope that you people at home can see these things on our website. These are just great. This in particular, what are we looking at right here?
You're looking at Grand Teton National Park. Again, one of my favorite things about working in a national park is from the drive from here to Crater Lake, I stop by and visit friends of the national parks, and I stop by and visit other national parks. So that's, for me, one of the great parts about working there. So this for instance, this May when I travel to Crater Lake, I'll probably be stopped by Rocky Mountain National Park. So look, we're looking at Grand Tetons, and I went there in early June, and I got up really early in the morning light, and I got to see it with the incredible amount of snow on them.
Have you had any close encounters with dangerous wildlife that you'd care to share with us?
Well, it's funny that you asked that because Crater Lake, the wildlife is extremely shy. I've been working there off and on for 23 years, and I've only seen a bear, a black bear, maybe like once or twice. The one time I remember seeing it, the last time was like 15 years ago, I was taking the ambulance to town for it to get an oil change, and it ran across the road real fast. Supposedly we've got herds of elk out there, but I've only ever seen an elk's butt late at night when it was running across the road. Now you may see some images of bison in here. One of my encounters was at Yellowstone National Park this fall, where I was photographing as close as I could in my car, and one was starting to look at me with an evil eye. And the only time my fiance, Tanya's ever yelled at me, she said, "Can we go now?" Because a couple of them were starting to give my car the evil eye, like they really wanted to ram into it since I was photographing them too close.
Like the State Farm commercial.
Yes, like the State Farm commercial.
As we're looking at your slideshow, Brian, some of us might think that what you get paid to do is one of those dream jobs. That is, you actually get paid to do this?
Yes.
There must be some downsides, though.
There are. I'm so glad you asked that because people do think it's like the perfect job. One of my problems is that I'm only there for about 5 months, and then I have to pick up stakes and leave, and it's really hard when you live in paradise to leave every year. Literally, I feel like I'm a tree that's being uprooted as we look at these redwood pictures here, too. So yes, being uprooted for it, the isolation, when I'm working out there from May to October, I can't call up Domino's Pizza like I can here in South County. I have a pizza delivered to my door. And also, when I'm there in May and September, the college kids have gone back to school, the teachers have gone back, folks have moved back to other national parks, so there can be a lot of isolation working in a national park too.
Thanks, Brian. What do you do in your off-season, that is, when you're not a park ranger at Crater Lake?
What I forgot to answer before is that one of the disadvantages of working in National Park is I actually have seen the impact of climate change. In the Everglades, we are seeing sea level rise, and I'm very worried about how it's impacting the alligators, crocodiles, dolphins, and manatees, that they may lose their beautiful habitat, climate change. And at Crater Lake, we're actually seeing record low snowpacks, and that not only impacts wildlife in the park, but people in the city. So I'm seeing the impact of climate change in national parks, and I'm very worried about that. So in St. Louis, what I do in the off-season is I do presentations on climate change. I teach a class at St. Louis Community College. I give presentations here in St. Louis. For instance, I spoke at the Rotary Club, the Sunset Crestwood Rotary Club this afternoon. I'm speaking at John Knox Presbyterian Church in Florissant this Sunday. So I give presentations on climate change over in St. Louis, especially to my Toastmasters group.
Very good. One more thing, Brian. How would people get in touch with you if they want you to speak to their group about Earth Day, the environment, climate change, or any other related topic?
There's all kinds of ways to get a hold of me. You can get a hold of me on my email address, which is b.green.ettling, which is E-T-T-L-I-N-G, @gmail.com. I've got my own website, www.climatechangecomedian.com. Because I'm trying to find that sweet spot between having fun talking about this subject, but also educating people on it. I'm also a climate reality project leader, which is thousands of people across the United States who give presentations on climate change. You can find me on their website, climaterealityproject.org. I'm also on the speakers bureau with our Toastmasters group, so I've actually got presentations doing that too. And also, if you look up citizensclimatelobby.org, I'm a presentation with it. So there's all kinds of avenues to try to find me.
Okay, thanks. Unfortunately, that's all the time that we have this evening. I hope that all of you in our studio audience and at home, or wherever you are, enjoyed our interview with a park ranger on this Earth Day 2015. Let's thank park ranger and climate change speaker Brian Ettling for coming to the studio this evening, please. And don't forget, Brian's available to speak to your organization or school, and we'll post his contact information on our website. Join us next week for more Mad About the Lou, where once again we'll look at St. Louis and St. Louisans making a difference. This is Steve Flick saying, Happy Earth Day and good night.